In the year of 1933, the 21st Amendment was ratified in order to counter the 18th, which was the prohibition of alcohol. With the rise of organized crime and underground bars, otherwise known as speakeasies, a change was needed to put an end to organized crime and give more freedom to the people. Prohibition, although it sought to end problems with alcohol, created much larger issues than expected. Black markets opened up, and people began to capitalize on others' desires to either break the law or drink at the time. The same can be seen today with illegal drugs, especially marijuana, cocaine, and even firearms. Prohibition will not, has not, and never will work under any circumstance. History shows that this is true. With the passing of the 21st Amendment, and today with the legalization of marijuana, we have seen positive results when it comes to boosting the economy and the reduction in crime. Less and less people are being put in jail for marijuana use, which is just a plant. So there's a couple of points I'd like to touch on why has prohibition failed. People's natural tendency to resist authority, the war on drugs, and just because you make something illegal does not mean it will fix the issue. People don't always listen. We're going to start by discussing why people tend to resist authority. And people really don't like to be told what to do, whether it be from the police, the government, and even our own parents. We all have seen people, met people, or even ourselves have noticed that we don't like to be told what to do. We felt a slight degree of rebellion towards the government, the police, or even our parents, or even our spouses in some cases. People rebel if they feel trapped, or threatened, or they just simply want to be free. They don't want to have to be told what to do by a form of government, or parents, or anybody above them. We didn't learn that lesson from Prohibition. We forgot that people will do what they want, no matter what the law says. The war on drugs came into light with President Nixon in 1971. The war on drugs has caused more problems than solutions. We have seen an increase in organized crime, big black markets for illegal drugs, guns, and large violent cartels that create these horrible things and ship it across our borders, whether it be the United States, anybody else. And it has cost the United States a lot of money in order to control these things, and we just simply are not winning. What would happen if all drugs were legalized? A spike in drug use, but would drop over time. And we'd see a boost in the economy. For example, on a spike of drug use and a drop in drug use, the best thing I can say to that is people will eventually turn away from drugs, just like teens and even people of all ages we're seeing when it comes to smoking are starting to smoke less and less. According to the BBC, 20.7% people between the ages of 18 and 24 in 2015 were smokers. That number was almost 26% in 2010. And we're seeing less and less of that, and I think drugs will have the same effect. Now, making something illegal does not fix the problem. When is the last time you've seen meth on the counters of a grocery store? Just because it's illegal doesn't mean that you still can't get it. For most people who use any form of illegal drug, especially marijuana, can acquire it easily, despite the laws. Especially here in Idaho, it's very easy to go across the border into Oregon, purchase marijuana, and bring it back, and then even sell it. Felons can still acquire guns through the black market. whether it be private buy or buying from somebody who deals in firearms illegally. And again, these things are illegal to do, but people still do it. And yes, there is a risk involved, but it usually pays better, and people are still going to get high no matter what. People are still going to get guns no matter what you do, no matter the laws you give. Legalization might not cure the problem, or legalization of everything might not cure the problem, but it might help. With more laws coming into effect, we really haven't seen the benefit to outlawing substances, especially with today's justice system. Prohibition doesn't work, it hasn't worked in the past, and it's still not working today. People will always find a way to break the law, and no matter how many we write, it will not, for the most part, change a thing. We have seen how the war on drugs has failed to stop the use of illegal drugs, and the law can't catch everything. We as a society need to consider what has happened in the past in order to fix the issues we face today. The prohibition of alcohol has shown us that the prohibition of anything has not worked and never will, often creating bigger problems than anticipated, such as organized crime and easier ways to break the law to make more money. So what can we do in order to fix the situation? It is my opinion that we should consider a prohibition on prohibition. We need to educate people on the negative effects of drug use and what happens when drugs are abused and firearms are mishandled. I do not condone the misuse of illegal drugs, breaking the law, or mishandling firearms, but I do not believe that our society has learned from the past, and we are just repeating history day in and day out. I would love to see a world where we didn't have these type of issues, but we're going about solving them the wrong way. I think this is a better way of handling it.